husband, the Jackrabbit sex machine. What was his name? Simon. Okay, well, anyway, just let me get on into the video. I was just, trying to come up with these names and things like this off the top of my head. Like I said, sometimes I do watch the episode while I'm doing my recap. So that's why you may hear me go ahead and remember their names, because I'll see them now. But this right here, at this point, I'm still kind of guessing. Haven't started the episode yet. And so the episode opens up and Jasmine makes us know that she and her sister cousin, Jordan, have not spoken, but she's speaking to everybody else. That Jordan is very, very... I don't like Bria, but Jordan is the type of cunning that I don't like in women. She is very, very... it was all about, last year was all about her looks, and everybody was just like so into her, including quote unquote Amir. Now, Amir gave me gay teens. He and Nick, as a matter of fact. But they both do have girlfriends. So Bria gets there first with that nasty dog. Yeah, I see it, what I see. Then the center of the group arrives, and that is Jasmine. And Jasmine has separated from her husband, not intentionally, governmentally, because he is indeed in the military. So Summer and Jasmine are together. Now, like I said, remember, Jasmine and Jordan. Did I say Summer and Jasmine arrived together? I meant Summer and Jordan arrived together. And remember, Jordan is supposed to be the beautiful one of the group. And so she is kind of, in a way, trying to become the center of the group. Now, remember, I believe it was Jordan, Bria, and Jasmine that worked together at the Playboy Club. So basically what they were saying was they weren't... It got on my nerves so bad because Jasmine's husband was definitely a male chauvinist. Okay? Don't get it twisted. But that's where she wanted to be. That's what she wanted. I always say, just like with Alicia, leave that over there down to the marriage minister. Leave that lady alone. Because they'll see eventually. They'll see for themselves. And that's the same thing I used to say about, people who kind of ice out the fathers of the children when they get bitter, and it's always been all this contention. I did not do that with my children's father because we had tension without a doubt, but it was a thing where I felt like I wanted my children to know him, and I always looked at it like this: if there is an issue between he and them, then let them find out on their own. My issue wasn't their issue. And that's where a lot of confusion arises. Just like, technically Bria and Simon always had an issue. Oh, I said his name. I think his name is Simon. Jasmine in his issue was not the whole house's issue. And that's a lot of what, Simon was trying to get them to see, even though, like I said, he is a male chauvinist asshole. And I probably wouldn't have done it. I probably wouldn't have dealt with him. But I definitely wouldn't have iced out my friend of over 10, 11 years just to satisfy some need to be like Jordan, the center of the group, or like Bria for the attention seeking. Oh, and Jordan, she said she felt like Jasmine was trying to push people together. It was like she didn't really know her. Jasmine, for you to think you just the beauty queen of the show, I hadn't seen you with one hairstyle that has impressed me. I'm just saying. Well. Maybe I didn't say his name right. His name is Silas. I do know that Silas, I'm going to get it right. I do know that Silas being deployed seemed convenient to me. He did, like I said, he came off as a huge a-hole last season, and I know he knew about the time that the show would be filmed, he probably didn't come back for the backlash. And it was just mighty convenient. I know the government does these things randomly, but as a friend of a military person and my, children's father being in the military, sometimes with your deployments, you do have kind of a choice, like where you can go and around what time you can do, especially with higher rankings. I'm not saying you don't have to go now. I'm saying sometimes they may give you a choice. So now that the women are all here, they all get to pick their rooms first. The rooms are very nice. It's very different from what it was last year. However, the men are going to be sleeping in bunk beds. This seems really weird when grown people sleep in bunk beds. That's neither here nor there. Yes, even though Shanice was naked most of the time, I did forget about her. She has now arrived. Naked Shanice. That's what I'm going to call her. So Noelle was introduced to the show, and she is AKA. An AKA, excuse me. I said she's talkative, fun, vibrant. She's from New York but lives in Atlanta. So we're gonna see, how good she is with the group. Now, mind you, like I said, when I do these recaps, I have already seen the show. I just watch it back and do like a watch along and do the reviews sometime or the recaps sometime, because I watched this show Sunday, so I don't remember the things that I need to talk about in the video. Okay, now Alex is the first man to arrive. We know him. He has a nice beard. Maybe Nick should invest in a beard. Just saying. So, he is also vegan, and they're trying to figure out what they're gonna feed Mr. Alex, because what's going on is they're gonna want to have a nice crab boil. Nothing like the one that Shanice had with those dry, white, light skinned looking crabs. Now you can clearly see that there is tension between Summer and Alex. We're about to find out. The next to arrive is my guy, Preston, who I didn't name in the first part of my conversation. Like I said, big cast. This is my first big cast show. That's why I don't do Ready to Love. I love Ready to Love, okay? I don't do Ready to Love because I got to break down who's who, break down who went on various dates. Shout out to the girls that can do that. My girl over there, what's her name? She does the Whether You Like It or Not panel with Scotty now. Her name's slipping my. I'm 49. Menopause, brain farts. I told you all about those. Sakina, simply Sakina. Yeah, she's able to do big casts. She's in her 20s. I think she just hit the dirty 30 though. She about to find out too. Oh snap! Well. Now I remember Silas and Preston being alphas, right? So now it's a situation where Jordan, who is trying to be the new Giselle Bryant of the show, has made her way into the friend circle where she is friends with people who she was introduced to through Jasmine. This is very, very important. So the girls love Preston so much, he gets him an empty circle, which is really perfect. Even though they are comfortable with his sexuality, but you know how sometimes straight men can be around the gays, honey. So that's perfect for him because he don't have to be around those in that room, those straight men, in case some pop off, and won't be any accusations there, especially that little mirror. That thing's naked right there. So this is how she and Noelle and Summer met, because Noelle is the new girl on the block. They met through Noelle's roommate, and they hit it off more than Summer hit it off with him, even though they used to do the sexy time. Hilarious. When Noelle gets unpacked, she falls. Now, remember, I did say that she is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, as she says on the show. So she, Silas, and Preston are friends, e- even though they're not constitutionally bound like the Sigmas and the Zetas. Hey, just because I'm not Greek, that doesn't mean I went to HBCU, okay? And Greek life is very important on the HBCU's campuses. And just because I'm not Greek, that does not mean I'm not very, very historically educated on the Greeks, because for the simple fact that I studied most of them. I did. And I've always said, had I been a boy, I would have been an alpha. Too bad they didn't let boys, girls into boy fraternities, because that's surely what I want to be. Ice, baby. By the way, my best guy friend in college, he was indeed an alpha man, by the way. Isn't that coincidental how I really wanted to be an alpha? And my best friend, who I met the first day in my first class, Keon, shout out to you. Yes, is an alpha. So yeah, I do know a lot about them, man. Baby, when he was online, I had to hold him up. Do you hear me? In class. Kind of like, how they get sleepy on Tom and Jerry, how you had to hold their eyes open. That's how you used to have to do Kim when he was pledging. So the ladies talk about Amir's girlfriend. The men, they have a simultaneous conversation. The men are in the rooms and they're talking about, oh, my girlfriend wouldn't like it in here because, we in bunk beds. And then the girls are talking about how Amir tried to holler at Jordan. And they felt like that she was kind of standoffish. So in another scene, we have the three people that are hanging together and are really besties. But, again, Jasmine, I'm sorry, J&J, Jordan wants to be the center of the friend. I mean, it's becoming clearer and clearer throughout this episode. So the three of them are on their way back with the crabs and the lobster, darling, the lobster. So they do the hotel greeting. It was quite funny, and they were trying to figure out what it is. It was grand top of the morning. It's grand rising, which means that the sun is what sustains life, and you have risen not because it's a good morning, because you're not mourning. You're celebrating the next day. You're celebrating life. Okay, well, I know hotel stuff too. So, and when you come into an awakening and you're trying to distance yourself from religion, you learn a lot about a lot of things. The only thing that I did not like about Hotepping is that it's very, very strict. And I feel like when you free yourself from religion, you should not be tied to anything. I am more so of what you would call a free thinker, which means that I don't tie myself to religion, or I don't tie myself to certain doctrines, because I feel like everything, you should live your life free. I don't think you should be tied to anything. And when you hotepping, even though they say the woman is the queen and the woman is the god, they don't exactly treat you that way. And I learned that when I was surrounded by them, and some of them were my friends, especially the men. Having the same restrictions on diet like Christianity, reading the Bible and pulling out verses showing you what you can and cannot eat. Honey, like I said, free thinker over here, you eat as you please. Don't tell me about no damn shellfish, because if I want to eat some, I'm going to eat some. And see, Christians are free in their thinking about the diet. But if you're going to be a true Christian, then you're not supposed to eat unclean foods either. And that includes the pork. That includes the pork. Christians. So the fun group that's in the car, Bria, Jasmine, and Preston, they are talking about Preston's father passing. And, I can feel that. I have 0 parents. And even though Preston's father was not in his life like that, mine was, and baby, when I tell you I go up and down with the emotions, sort of like Carrie. You know, Carrie had the rat. She was screaming, "Her mother!" Now, mind you, the father side of the family has excommunicated Preston, and throughout all of this and him dealing with these emotions, he wasn't invited to participate in anything dealing with the funeral or the process, which would probably make me hurt somebody. I'm just saying. Even though, that doesn't mean that as blood relatives of this person, he should have been involved. And Jasmine was there for him. So now as we're preparing the food, we're talking about Alex, right? Alex is fine. I think he's kind of cute. Everybody's talking about who didn't hit off with him and who did. And Bria says she thinks that who liked him? None other than Miss Song. Baby, when I tell you Bria dumped about 18 bags of Old Bay seasoning in that seafood, mental note, I hate Old Bay. It tastes real, real funny to me. It doesn't enhance the flavor of the seafood to me. It's kind of overpowering. So I can just imagine what that ended up tastes like. I do use it in my seafood. Now don't get it twisted. I'm not Caucasian and don't use the seasonings at all. Shout out to the Caucasians that don't use the seasoning. I'm just saying, my preference for all of my seasons is that good Lawry's or that good regular seasoned salt. It's the seasoned salt made here in Mississippi, and I think it's only made in Mississippi only. It's called Sawyer's. I use Sawyer's on everything. Covers everything. And of course, garlic powder and onion powder. How did I forget those two? Could Summer be any more obvious? Even though she gave Noelle permission, it was sort of like one of those things that she gave her permission to see Alex because she kind of was trying to, throw people off the scent that they had been doing to do. And even though their seafood was overly seasoned, it did look amazing. Unlike at Sharice's house over there on Red Housewives. You talking about dry. Woo! Have mercy. Anyway, here we go. It's time for the dinner. So, she's really Southern, right? Noelle. She says, I know coming up north, I might miss out on some seasonings and whatnot. Did I tell you one time I went down to Chicago and my ex's mother cooked Christmas dinner and she made stovetop stuffing as the dressing? I almost lost my freaking mind. Okay? That's not what you do. Cornbread. I said, ma'am, would you like for me to cook the cornbread? I can do that for you. I just gonna use this out here. This is box right here. Are you kidding me? Never, ever, ever, ever again will I be served stovetop stuffing as a dinner instead of good cornbread stuffing. Baby, my mouth is watering right now as we speak. And I cannot cook a dressing tomorrow because I don't have a damn kitchen. Now, as she said, well, we're going to talk about the grits, right? Grits do not occupy sugar. Now, she did add something in hers that I don't add in mine. I think she said she liked hers with cheese. No, ma'am. You messing up everything. Now, I do add a nice milk to mine. A nice 2% milk with, as she said, butter, salt, and pepper. Leave that sugar over there. Now, I can't eat them with cheese, but I hate cheese in my grits. Now, I do eat cheesy rice. Yes. So, it's time to talk about different issues, and we're going to start with the tea, right? So, we asked Jasmine the first question. Why are you not drinking? Now, we know now that Jasmine is 26 months pregnant. So, she might have suspected that she was pregnant during this adventure. It's only a 2-week trip, even though it seems like it's more than that. So, she's still not going to technically show if she's only like maybe a month or 2. Of course, Bria suspects, like I suspect, she's pregnant. So, it was Mrs. Jordan that brings up the party that Alex didn't invite different people to. So, he's trying to shake himself on out this, shake a tail feather right on out of this conversation. But he talks about his music and that it's for the community. It's called Feel the Space. And I can feel it. I feel poetic vibes reverberating from his body. And I love that chill type of atmosphere. That's why when I go to different places, I love to go listen to some jazz or some poetry, drink a little wine. And that's hard to do with small children. I'm a mom now. So he continues to lie. And he says, well, I didn't even know someone was going to be in New York. I contraire, my friend. You knew I was there. We had a group chat. So allegedly, you had to follow the page in order to get the invite. And according to him, Bria and Nick, they followed the page. Now, mind you, I think if I'm not mistaken, Nick and Alex are friends. So, it is indeed quite suspicious. So Bria has a weak comeback and she says, well, y'all had a steakhouse party. No, it was not a steakhouse party. It was a steakhouse dinner. This is something that should have been announced to the collective, according to some. While at this point, I agree with her. So Bria comes out her mouth out of nowhere because Preston is clueless as to what is going on. And then she automatically says, if you want me to leave, then I'll leave. And then Preston like, I know you're not talking to me. Girl, what is this about? And then Noel's, no, don't leave. We're still eating. I know that's right. Sit there and eat that good old delicious ass looking lobster. And I am so feeling Preston right now because Preston is my guy. And he's like, I'm so sick of every time we sit somewhere and you around. It's an argument. Yes, correct. Don't come back on this show that spoil acting shit you had last season. And he says, everything is drama with her. And it is. But I love you. Oh, I love you. Preston's like, but I wasn't even talking to you. Yeah, we tired. In the words of the great Candace Dillard, the people are tired. So Preston's like, you're going to cry. And he is antagonizing her at this point. He's like, well, I'm a Pisces in confession. If you want to make a scene, I can make a scene. And then I'll take it to the movie. And really, Pisces are like that. I have one in my family. It's called my sister. And very dramatic at times, very moody, very indecisive. Just a whole lot of emotions all over the place, honey. And that can be in like one sitting. One. Just one. See, this is how Candace got beat up. Right? He said, good night. And everybody's saying that's a good excuse to get beat up. Message. So they hash it out and they really, I love you. I didn't really mean it. They hash it out. So everything is good between Preston and Bria. So here we go. Right? Summer is still running her mouth about not being invited. Alex is trying to calm things down. And then she says, dum, you were on a group text with me and you're saying that you didn't see, a FaceTime with me, and you're saying that you didn't see me. You didn't invite the person who has actually lived in New York, and you didn't invite the person you were inside of. Oh, Summer. You did it then, sis. You did it then. Now, let me tell you about me. If a man is sitting at the table acting like we hadn't touched each other, I'm going to match his motherfucking energy. And when I tell you Alex is super, uber embarrassed. So the fellows knew, and Jasmine said, "I'm always the last to know." And of course, Nick is very confident. You know, like I said, I think they are frat brothers, if I'm not mistaken. So, of course, he knew. So Alex gets to the meat of things, and he throws it back out. Well, if I got to be held to the fire, let's hold everybody to the fire. How come Jasmine hasn't been invited to things? Uh-oh. They weren't ready. They weren't ready. So this is why I can't stand Joy, right? Because for the simple fact she loves to avoid shit. And uh, Jasmine wants some answers. You are correct. These people would not be in each other's atmosphere if it was not for her. So I definitely am feeling Jasmine on this point. Now, mind you, Silas is not around, so she's very likable. And when I say avoiding, she says, okay, well, let's not talk about this in public. Public? Public. When everybody at the table is talking about invitations. Girl, bye. Now, mind you, Noelle is sitting her little country tail over there trying to figure out how to still crack that crowd while everybody is having a discussion, and then some pops in the eye. She looks around like, did somebody see me? Oh, what did I tell you? Didn't I tell you that girl was country? She just dumped a whole bottle of Tabasco sauce on caviar. Well, my good friend Mother Whitney used to put hot sauce on everything. So if I'm not mistaken, she used to eat the eggs of the fish, which is the caviar, sardines, Doritos, and whatever hot sauce she chose at the moment. Quite disgusting. So things are going horribly, right? They get ready to retire from bed, and they all get in the bed, and they're all feeling terrible, especially Brie. She might have drank too much, and she might have put too much seasoning in that crap. Okay. So when they get up the next morning, the tension is thick as a Mississippi morning in the summer. If you don't know, you don't know. Because, baby, when I tell you about the fog and the silt in the summertime coming off these hot streets, yeah, that's how thick that tension was in that room. And Alex is cool, calm, and collected. And he says, oh, no, Miss Summer's not going to get a rise out of me, no ma'am. Silas and Jazzy have a FaceTime. Luckily, the marriage worked out because Silas and Jasmine went to counseling. But things are just still not working out with she and Jordan. So Preston talks about his relationship with his dad. It wasn't very good, but then he tried to come around at the end of his life. And today is the day of the funeral because they are on the boat at this point. And he's just happy to be around friends who actually love him, unlike his daddy side of the family. Shame on you, daddy side of the family. But you can't tell me that even though that funeral was going on, he was going to let filming go to that funeral. Because he very well could have done that. So, Jasmine feels like it's time to confront Jordan, but there she is, a confessional. I'm trying to live my soft girl life. I'm not trying to have a Dr. Vail session. No, bitch, you're trying to hash out an issue with your so-called friend. So, still going on, Jordan has an issue with Jasmine not being the perfect wife. Now, what they do have to understand and find some common ground in this area is that she is a wife now. And things are going to change. I mean, it's not going to be a situation where she can pop bottles and hang out with you on the whim. The same thing with me and my friends. Even though we 49, we still like to get it on. Like I got one of my best guy friends, he cooks a lot of fish, and, come on, Clay, come on over, I'm like, okay, buddy, I have kids, they're in the bed, so, see, now, they're living their soft life because their children are grown. I'm just starting out being the parent. I've only been a parent for 7 years. So, Jasmine and Jordan, they have no resolution. Jordan is standing firm into believing that now Jasmine is inauthentic. And, she's like, Jasmine is like, how can I be inauthentic when I'm the one who's being pushed out of the group? I'm the one who's not receiving any phone calls. I'm not receiving any return phone calls. And see, Jasmine, fake as hell. I don't know how throughout the years of their friendship, she didn't see that this was a one-sided friendship. This lady is extremely selfish. So, excuse me, there is no resolve between Jordan and Jasmine. Um, Jordan seemed very selfish to me. She told Jasmine that she seemed inauthentic. And, what is authenticity to you? Are you saying that, me doing all the calling and you not returning my calls? I'm the one who's inauthentic. I feel her. And she says she feels left out. She feels like she brought the group together and they are pushing her out. And that's exactly what that evil Jordan wants, isn't it? So now it's time for the talk with Alex and Summer. So Summer is saying, if you rock the boat, rock the boat, should be a certain love. No, it shouldn't. Because Alex is singing it as a hookup, basically. Ugh, how embarrassing for you. So, basically, Alex has a problem with her telling people about their inside out situation and her taking pictures of him without his knowledge. And she sent the pictures to other friends in the group. And that's how they found out about them. Um, she's saying that, she understands that she shouldn't have any expectations of him because he is in his F-boy era. So that's what she's accepted, that they were just going to do the effery. And then back in the scene while they're sitting on the netting part of the boat, they apologize to each other and move on. It's time to get unserious and do shots. Okay. And that, my friends, at the end of the episode. Come back into my house and watch my episode recap of Martha's Vineyard, the Black Folks edition. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell button so you can be notified when I upload a video. And as I do, when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces.